Welcome back to another episode of the Offer Hustle. It's your favorite cousin, Deona Hustle. Host, MC, radio personality, DJ, anything behind the mic is probably me. And then also co-host of Hustle and Shine in the Morning on Kansas City's #1 for hip hop and R&B, Hot 103 Jams. Big love to Zoo Studios for letting us turn out the studio and do our thing. And then also big love to NSPN because they always hold it down. Shout out to my guy Esai and the whole crew. Yeah. So to start off, we're back with another solo episode, but I have a special friend. I'm happy she finally was able to make it. Shout out to Dana. Grab the mic and tell the people hello.
Hi.
She's not shy, and I don't know why she's in here pretending like she's shy. We have great conversations all day long. So Dana will be in here, and of course the rest of the guys too, adding some commentary. But before we start, I want to recognize some of the upcoming artists, specifically to the Midwest area. First and foremost, Kai Colors. I love Kai Colors. He's on my playlist. Met him years ago, and I mean, dude is just real cool. Juby Truth, he just recently dropped something. Big love to him. Also, shout out to Trino back in St. Louis. He got this song, I believe it's called So Long. It's fire. And then also love to Phantom Pesos and Young Ruhart. I just officially met both of them recently because of a school event. And when I tell you the kids was going crazy over them, like, they had the whole gymnasium packed and lit and excited. So big shout out to them for just stopping by and putting a smile on the kids' faces. So now that we got that out the way, I want to talk about some relevant topics. We're going to touch on LiAngelo Ball, because I don't know what he got going on. The man didn't drop the song and wanted to really be a rapper. Like, I feel like you're not really a rapper until you have like a scandal. And then literally he signed a deal and then he left his baby mom, who he was with. He just had a newborn. How do you leave somebody that you were just with and the baby is only 3 months? Is that not wild to nobody in here? No, it happens every day, B. Okay, y'all too raw for me. So we will talk a little bit more about that. I'll talk in depth about a day in the life of just working in radio. I've gotten that question a couple times a few weeks ago, and I never really dove into it. And then 314 day is around the corner. And no, I do not have my St. Louis gear on. I will come next week with the full theatrics. So don't even worry about it. And then we do have a double cup segment where we're going to hop into a bunch of different random questions from how do you tip appropriately to social media. What else? And some side hustles, a bunch of different stuff. But we're going to start off with LiAngelo Ball. Okay, so first and foremost, let me see if I can find the clip. Let me set the stage for you all. If you don't know who LiAngelo Ball is, it's a family of like 3 or 4 of them. LeVar Ball's the dad. He's already outrageous. LiAngelo didn't really make it to the league. His brothers did. Now, he recently dropped a song. It's like, I might swerve in that corner, whoa, whoa. The song was so like outdated. Everybody kept joking about it. So much to the point where I feel like it became a thing. Now it's like, oh, okay, I might swerve and bend that corner. Whoa, whoa. You might be 20 years late, but now we rocking with it. Then he signed a deal. So now he's kind of a rapper. And then within like the matter of 2-3 weeks, Miss Nikki Baby, I think that's his baby mother. She's also a personality. I think she does some other stuff. He leaves the family. He just had a newborn. That's 3 months. Ups and leaves the entire family. She gets on social media. She's like, he got a new girl. Like, he's parading around. He just left us. He hasn't talked to his kids in like 2 weeks, right? So finally, LiAngelo Ball has responded. And, LiAngelo Ball has responded. And this is what this man said. Let me see if I can find the clip.
That I don't like the most shit.
What was the craziest shit you done seen or heard motherfucker say?
Shit. Craziest shit. That I don't like the most shit I don't like is when niggas try to say I'm like a deadbeat pops or something. Because I be with my young niggas every day, for real. I've raised them up. Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of shit be misleading sometimes. Yeah. You know, other things too. You know, everybody say something. But I don't get too worked up for it. I don't be mad over it and that. Okay. I really don't go on my shit.
That's respect.
I just do a performance and put my phone down and hang out with the gang, see what's happening.
I be with my YNs every day. That's what that man said about his kids. I be with my YNs every day. Now I think you are a deadbeat, because why would you say that? Dana, do you have any 2 cents to add to that?
You're right. It sounds like he's talking about his nephews. Like that doesn't sound like
that I go visit.
Fatherly.
It don't give raise. It gives. These are my. Yeah, like
you go out to eat.
I pick them up and I put them down. That's what it gives. Yeah, I don't know what that's about, LiAngelo Ball. If he wanted to like really make himself to be a rapper, I give him a 10 out of 10 because hopping into a Def Jam contract and then literally hopping into a scandal and leaving your family, he did that.
Real rap is back.
Real rap is back. Okay, yeah, the deadbeats are back. When the deadbeats are doing their thing, yeah, it starts to get real dicey. Now, a different conversation that I've been seeing on social media popping back up has been tipping. And recently, I think DoorDash had to, they have to pay out about $16.17 million in New York because they had like a bunch of false advertisement when it came to tipping their drivers and stuff like that. And I feel like when it comes to tipping culture, it can always be 50-50. And I say that meaning this. I'm going to tip you. But I should not be bashed or guilt tripped because the company you work for isn't paying you a decent pay. And now you looking at me like, you only tipped me $10? Like, yes, I only tipped you $10. The drink was $20. That's a good tip. No?
That's a really good tip. That's 50% right there.
I mean, yeah. But it's like, I feel like, especially when I get on Twitter, I see people like, y'all need to be tipping. Y'all don't need to be ordering food and not tipping. I can't order food now. I got to overly tip. Like, you should tip. But it's not my fault that the company you work for is finessing you.
I think there's different situations.
Please give me one.
Like, for example, if you go to like any restaurant now, they usually have like in the bill, it says like, you know, it's their tip. And a restaurant is different, but like you go to Sonic or one of these like fast food places where on the monitor it says tip. Like, no, I'm not going to tip you. I'm not tipping you. I'm not going to tip you at a Sonic. You just brought me food. They have that. On their screens, they have that option. I'm like, no tip.
I have been noticing like more in the last couple years. I feel like more regular fast food joints have been throwing in and like they'll switch it around for you to tip. That's so much pressure. Like, don't flip it around. You're right there. Like now, and you know what part of the screen means no. Like, you know, I'm down at the bottom right, and you know I'm finna press no, and you haven't even handed me my stuff yet. I'm a little nervous. Like, are you gonna do something to it? But I don't like that either because if I'm not really sitting down eating, and I'm doing fast food, so to say I am at like a Sonic, like you said, Mark, like I'm not tipping you, but they have that option. That's ridiculous.
Although they are a little slick about it because there's some places where when they give you it, it doesn't say no tip. It just has like 10, 15, 20. Then it says your own. You can do your own. Yes. I just go under peer pressure. I just do the cheapest, 10%. And even then, it's still high. It's still high even then.
No, yeah, because they 10% don't be 10%. They 10% be like 15%. It might be 12. I ain't gonna lie. It'd be 12%. But like this tipping is getting outrageous. And I've never worked a service job, so I'm not like of course, like my opinion might be different. But I'm not tipping you on fast food service. I'm not. I should tip you if I'm like sitting down eating. I should tip you if it's like a delivery. But like I'm just getting food. Like, and of course, like if I'm at a bar, you know, you want to take care of your bartender, especially if you know you're finna be there for a minute. Like, okay, cool, thank you. Shout out to the bartenders that know that the drink costs $10, but they give it to you for $2 because they want the $8 tip. I can rock with that. I like that. Give me this drink for free so that the money now can go to you. Just don't tell the owners of the establishment. But I like that. If you're a bartender like that, please invite me to your place of business because I will be there. They're fun. No names. I mean, I don't be doing their name. I feel like nobody ever really knows bartenders' names. You just be like, it's that one person that's always there. She got the bob. You know, black people love me. Like, she got a bob. Yeah, bust down. Bob. B.O.B., they call me the Bob. Yeah, whatever. Do you have any 2 cents to add? Because I know you've worked in different jobs.
I do. I'm a cocktail waitress, actually, so I get paid in tips.
So how do you feel?
Doesn't have to pay you.
Say it again.
They do it so your employer doesn't have to pay you. Now you pass it off on the people. Now I'm begging you for my money.
Yeah. That's just the way the system is. Yeah. But I hate it sometimes because people be on Twitter really crashing out like,
aren't we the only place that like passes off tipping onto like the consumer? Everywhere else, like tips are not a customary thing.
These companies hate us in America.
Yeah.
Now, are you guys group tip where everybody pulls it in together at the end of the night, or does everybody individually get to keep their own?
What you mean? Are you talking about?
Yeah. There's because I know there's different places where
like for her when they're taking the tips. Okay, got you. Oh,
So where I work, we get tipped. I'm a cocktail waitress, so we have to tip out the bartenders. So you're tipping me, but then I got to tip them and the people working behind the bar. So I need you to tip extra when you see
too
me.
much.
From a business standpoint, profit margins on restaurants and the food industry are very slim. So them not being able to pay their employees what they should be like a livable wage, basically, it's kind of on that. Now, there's companies like McDonald's that figured it out, and they went into the real estate business to fund their restaurant.
Come on, fact check.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, there are instances where, like, I think McDonald's employees should be making, $17-20 an hour. But in instances like a regular local restaurant or something, they're not able to pay too crazy because they're not making that much.
Yeah, just don't make people feel bad if they leave you a $5 tip, or that's my thing. Like, we get in a situation where you be like, well, you shouldn't be going to get food. I can't go get a triple dipper. What is it? Triple? What is it? Triple dipper? No. What is it? What is a triple dipper? What is I forgot?
What are you referring to? I don't know what you're referring
The Chili's joint.
The Chili's? Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
At Chili's, when they dropped that triple dipper. Yeah, you just walk in. I recently had one. It was fire. The drinks was hidden. I had like a little $6 margarita. I haven't been to a place like that in a minute, like just to eat. It was cool.
The Chili's? It was a Chili's?
I ain't been to Chili's in forever. I went the other day. And I seen a video of a dude that walked in literally before they can even sit, buddy. He was like, don't say nothing to me. Drop that triple dipper. That's what he said.
Okay.
I think I'm saying. I think it's Dipper. It's okay. I kind of don't. I couldn't remember. I couldn't.
Triple dipper.
Triple dipper. Is that what it is? Okay. Well, we got a fact checker on hand. Hold on. Yep, it's the triple dipper appetizer menu. Shout out to Chili's for doing that. I do like stuff like that. That'd be cool. But like that's all I'm saying is don't put it. The consumer should tip in certain situations. And other cities are really crazy with tipping. Like, I remember when we went, I forgot, I felt like we were like in Houston. We were somewhere. And like they charge like a fee on like a transaction fee on everything. Like if you get hookah, they'll charge you an extra fee. Mind you, it's the same receipt. But they like, yeah, you get hookah, we're going to tax you another $5 on that. Okay. But then when you start taxing like a bunch of other stuff, you got to drink, $5 on that. For no reason. Then they still turn it to you and be like, yeah, add gratuity. Or if you got a certain amount of money that you spent or a certain amount of people with you, they're going to put gratuity on there anyways. So you thinking you going to a hookah lounge whole time, you could have been better off getting a section somewhere else. I'm just saying the whole culture is messed up when it comes to that type of stuff. The environments, the sections, because we were just talking about sections like a week ago. Of just about like going places. Like I feel like the older you get to, the more you feel like I should have a section. Because you don't want to just go in there standing. And I feel like it's different for men and women. Whereas like we can kind of go and I feel like we going to know somebody. We don't really be worried about like we're going to buy a section. We just be like, oh yeah, so-and-so told us to come and pull up in a section. Or, one of us might have a hookup for a free section. But we don't be having to do that. I would hate being a man. Like I'm going to be honest with you. I would be pissed because they be coming out of all bread for all type of stuff. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, that's terrible. Your life ain't that hard now. Y'all don't have periods. Like, life is not that hard. Y'all might come up out some money. I ain't gonna put that past y'all, but life ain't that difficult. But yeah, I would kind of hate being in that type of situation because, like, y'all be having to flip the bill for certain stuff. Like, I'd be looking at somebody like they crazy. If I was a man, I would be the sassiest man ever. I'll be looking at a girl like, what? Girl, you take the bill. Like Jalen Ramsey, that's how I be talking to somebody. They wouldn't like me at all. You guys flip the bill most of the time?
What do you mean by flip the bill?
Flipping the bill. I mean, I know you're married, so I would love to hear your perspective.
So are you saying
that.
like at a group of table with like friends and stuff?
So yeah. I mean, situations like that. So say it's your wife, and maybe it's just another one of her friends that's in town for the weekend, and y'all just go, y'all go grab a triple dipper. Y'all grab that triple dipper.
You got me thinking.
And you just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just like, oh, okay, I'm going to take care of her too. Do you do that?
No, if it's one person, yeah. But if it's like a group, hell no. I'm not. I don't got it like that.
You ain't gonna flex one time?
No, hell no. Because especially like, not saying names. We don't say names.
You can say names.
No.
You don't say no names out of the people.
But like, if I don't like every one of her friends, neither, I ain't gonna pay for.
I get that.
The one that. And I'll be, if I really don't like her, like if they've been friends a while and like we got that like kind of villain hero dynamic, you know what I mean? Yeah. Then I'll go out of my way, say there's 4 of them. I'm paying for all other 3 but her.
That's petty.
I will.
Now you gonna end up in a group chat. Like, did you see what he did? Like, they gonna be wilding on you. No.
I'll be all right.
Was you gonna say something, Mark?
Yeah, I do love those videos that you see all the time on like online when they got like a girl's birthday and she's with all her friends and they're like, "Why aren't you paying for everybody? I brought you to dinner. You invited them. I'm not about to pay for everybody else."
Yeah.
It is.
That
I mean,
is
that's
that's
over
jacked
$1,000
wouldn't-
right there. They're probably spending at these high end restaurants for that.
No, yeah, for sure. With that gratuity alone and it's all the people like, yeah, y'all coming up out some money. Like, I'm not. Then y'all probably, the tip gonna have to be crazy. That's what I'm saying. You need to split that bill up, because if not, it's gonna get real ridiculous really fast. But yeah, that's interesting to hear y'all speak on that. You don't want to speak on it.
Okay, so it's obviously different for each situation. If you're just going you and your girl, just them two, obviously you don't turn the bill on her. Like, that's kind of fucking. Now she offers.
That's what I was gonna ask. Do y'all take?
Now
care of the bill?
if she offers to pay for the bill, I'm not gonna argue with her. I'll let her.
You be like,
but I'm never gonna make her feel like she has to pay. I'm always gonna be the one like, all right, like give me the bill. Like I got it.
Have you guys had a situation where you're like, your money might have been funny, for you just like, man, payday ain't till Friday, and she want to go do this, and you maybe made a promise, and you really are like, I want to really ask this girl if she can do the bill. How do you approach the situation, or do you just ghost her until you get your bread up?
No. See, like if it's like that, I'll be honest. I'll be like, hey, like I'm not financially set right now. I'm like, we can still go out, but it's not gonna be to where we originally planned. It might be somewhere, boom, boom, boom.
But wait, okay. What about if it's a situation where you just started talking to somebody? Do you still gonna be
now
honest?
if it's fresh, yeah, I'm 95,000. You know?
So you just not gonna say nothing?
Yeah, like I'll act like I'm like
disinterested.
Yeah, for like a week and then come back like, hey, like how you doing? Like
man, I missed you.
Yeah,
Where you
like
been?
I haven't talked to you in so long. You gotta make it seem like you're like out of town or some shit. Like, something crazy happened.
I am weak. Like, Valentine's weekend pop up. You like, I was in jail. I just got out.
I have a clip about this actually.
About what? Oh yes, I did see a clip. I was weak. I ain't gonna lie.
That was bro. Listen, it's bad timing.
He ended up
Whoa! You
said it on the clip. It's already.
Bro,
it's already online.
Roll the clip.
That's crazy. Can I explain it to Dana?
Yeah, go ahead.
Basically, he was talking to somebody, and this girl, like, they basically somehow, some way, they made plans to do something on a Friday. Y'all just start talking, right? Yeah. But the thing is, okay. Maybe it's bad juju. I'm talking about this. See, look, this is my sign. The spirits that be. I did come in here with this on. Like, I was trying to give Burn Sage vibes today. Anyways, he made plans with a girl for them to go on like a date Friday. The problem is the Friday was Valentine's Day. And the girl knew it, but he didn't realize it. He didn't realize that he made plans with her. She like, whoa, I'm like, I don't really know you like that. Like, Valentine's Day, that's crazy. How did that work out? What'd you do? Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot again.
No, you're good. So I literally just went ghost. Like,
oh, you did?
Yeah, just went.
Have you hit her back up since?
No, she hit me up yesterday.
What'd she say?
She was like, "You never hit me back." I just said my
this
bad
was
love.
Recent, like this past Valentine's.
Yeah, like literally. She hit me up like yesterday. She was like, "You never hit me back." I just literally said my bad love, and she left me on scene.
I would too.
Yeah, my bad love. Yeah, that's a terrible. Yeah, I mean that. Yeah. You know what? But I respect that. I respect that, because me and my friends have conversations all day long about like when to be vulnerable with people. Like, you don't want to no one wants to hear about you nagging and complaining about life or you having a bunch of problems when you first start talking to somebody. If we first start talking and you get a flat tire, somebody dies, God forbid. I'm just saying, like, you just got a lot going on. This is a lot. Whoa, let's take a beat and maybe let's follow up next year. So sometimes it's like for real. So, like, you don't want to hear about all of the early on. So if a guy or even a female is like, hey, I'm broke right now, but we can kick it still. I'm not responding. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You enjoy that. It's okay. You don't have to worry about me. But I like ghosting people. I like the idea of ghosting people. It's better than ruining the mystery. Because I can just assume that you just might have had something going on. But I'm not going to assume you're broke. That's not the first thing I'm going to think about. So you handled that very well.
Wait a minute. I think you threw a little bit of a wrench in there.
What you mean?
Well, because you said the girl said, "Oh, I'm broke right now." I think that plays into the stereotypes between guys and girls, though.
Yeah,
the guy's gonna be like, she's like, "Oh, I'm broke." Like, okay, well, I was gonna pay for you probably anyways. But in the opposite, if a guy says, a girl's definitely like, just I don't even want to fuck with you. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we good. We unfiltered. It's BET uncut.
I'm just saying. I just think that comes back to that whole play between the guys and the girls. Like, you can be down about, but you can still be good about it. But I just don't think it plays the same because I think the guy is gonna take the girl as she is, and the girl's not gonna take the dude on anything.
That's life.
Double standard.
That's life.
But just don't say that you're broke. Say something
Don't
else.
say that you're broke.
Get creative.
Yeah, no, you should
say you're
get
broke,
creative.
I'm not answering.
It's ways you can get
You
creative.
should figure that out.
Go, my money management skills are
Yeah.
a little on par.
You don't even have to say that. You could just. I'm not saying you should lie, but maybe you could just word it as, "Man, my
Wait, my bank account is set up.
right." Like you can make it be real empathetic, especially if it is actually true. Like, man, I just had to help pay my sister's tuition. Now you look empathetic. You look like that guy, that hero. You don't have to just be like, yeah, I'm broke because I bought a section that I couldn't afford and it was on a firm and now my firm account is gone.
Okay.
Don't say that.
Time out.
Because yes, you're going to be ghosted.
Wait. So what you're telling me is sometimes you want a man that's willing to lie.
I didn't say that.
That's what you said.
I am speaking for other people out there on what they might need. But the truth is ugly. Let's be honest. No one wants to hear certain truths, nor can you come back from certain stuff. It's just certain stuff I know if someone says to me, whether it's a friend or romantic, that if you say that, I kind of won't really feel the same about you. And if someone does kind of come out like, oh, you're broke, I already told y'all like 5 episodes ago, broke people should never laugh. If you steady, I guess y'all not broke. Get your money up, not your funny up. So really, if you're in a situation of your money, your pockets is, you know what I'm saying, they flat, you probably shouldn't be talking to people because it's going to cost, you shouldn't be dating. It's going to cost money to go date. What you going to do? Just walk outside and stare? You walk outside and breathe and you got to pay for something. Like, let's be honest. Gas is whatever it is. I don't even look at gas because at the end of the day, I'm going to have to get gas. So who cares how much gas is? Like, we're going to have to fill her up anyways. But, like, it's just stuff like that. It is a double standard to an extent. But I think a guy should do the same thing. If you're talking to a female and the first thing she tells you, or there's signs of her telling you that she has no money, run. It won't be well. Your pockets will hurt. And it's not in a good way. So, go ahead. Please.
Okay, there's too many men out here always trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho, though. You know what I'm saying?
If you got it, you got it, though.
I get it, but
Yeah. It ain't tricking if you got it. You ain't lied. That's real. Okay, so we're going to switch it up. We're not doing green and red flag today, but we got the double cup. We've got an invisible double cup. That's just how legit we are. We just got stuff that Elon hasn't even invented yet. So Dana's going to read off a couple of the questions. You don't have to go in order. Just pick one that you think, that you like.
Can you still work with someone who has a messy personal life?
So this is a good question because we also talked to Royal Chief about this, about if you can not mix personal and business, if you can balance somebody that has a messy personal life. I will say that I think if you have a very messy personal life, it's going to bleed over into your work. Because if you handle your personal sloppy, your work is probably sloppy. If you're unethical romantically, you're probably a little unethical when it comes to business. So I probably should steer clear or at least watch out for you. I always ask people in my corner, like, hey, so and so, how they do business, or like what's their reputation in Kansas City? Because I'm not from here, so like I know what I see, and I be seeing certain stuff from people, and I'm like, dang, this buddy third time getting set out on Facebook. Like, people pay attention to that, and I don't think people really realize, like, even though people don't comment on the post, we see it. It's in somebody's group chat, and people are now feeling like, he or she, whoever's being talked about, is not as credible because you always are in some mess. So it can be a bad thing, but I just feel like I don't know. I feel like I gauge it pretty well because you got to protect your brand. So if your brand is something, or maybe you on the corporate side, if you don't be cussing or do certain stuff, you probably shouldn't link with people who be doing that times 10 for a specific event, because it might taint your brand. But if you got a brand that's open and you can do what you want to do, then you probably can link with whoever you want to. But I feel like with me being on the radio too, like I have a certain standard in my head that I just want to uphold. Like I'm not at Hot 103 Jams just lollygagging. Like I have a purpose while I'm there. I have different things that I strive to do. So it's like I'm not finna mess up what I got going on just to do an event with somebody that might, mess up my brand. But what do y'all think about working with messy people, or just feeling like people in your group? Like, y'all got a homeboy that's just like always in some stuff, or a friend or a family member that's just like, bro, every week he's in something. How do you feel about that person?
I'm thinking, so I took it from two different ways. You said messy from like a literal standpoint, and then messy like he's just kind of...
He's a literal guy.
I am. I got to think about it both ways.
This is our genius on the set.
Well, I don't know about all that.
I feel like you are, though. You might
Genius? No.
Yeah.
No. I think people can hide it though pretty well.
Hide what?
Like being messy about it. I mean, because I think you can live two standards about it just by you can be real professional out in your place, but then you can be just kind of sloppy at your own place.
That's true. Two things can be true, but you hiding it, I feel like at least shows you care about yourself. Like you might have life happen to you, but don't blast it out yourself. Like you just told us something we didn't even know. That's what I mean. Like, be a little bit secretive, or at least try to hide that you got aired out or certain stuff, or like you're into it with somebody. So, like, if you getting into it with celebrities, okay, that that might be good for you. Or not, that might be good press. I'm just saying, like, if we arguing with us, like if LeBron was mad that I made the video that telling him that he wasn't a good friend of Kendrick, a good friend of Drake, then that might be good publicity. I appreciate that. That's cool. I wouldn't think that that's a bad thing.
Do you think anybody can work in radio?
I kind of go in the last question for real. Yes and no, not really. I don't know. I feel like every industry, people look at from the outside in and be like, oh, wow, I know I can do that in a breeze. And then you get into something and you can't. I remember seeing a comedian who was saying how basically it was an audience member that was like, man, I can do what you do. Gave the man like 3 minutes of a set. Dude bombed it in a heartbeat. Like, things seem easy when you think about it in your head. When you really do it, just like people think everybody can make it to the NBA. You can't. Like, that is a hard thing to do. Like, we might literally sit on our couches and critique all the stars, KD, Curry. We mad at Curry for chopping up threes, especially when he's missing. Like, people want to talk about it. But when he's on, you can't compete with that. You probably can't even make 1 out of 30 threes like Curry can. So it's like, I feel the same about my industry, where it's like, it's really a certain specific day in a life that we have that I've been learning, especially with working mornings. It's a different type of beast. Like, I be tired all the time now. Beforehand, like I worked 2 jobs and I still didn't feel this tired because I feel like I do more than I did before, especially like the prep work we go through. So it's just different. So I don't think anybody can do it, but you have to have a lot of you have to have a strong work ethic. And I feel like that's what you guys do too. Like, you can't be going hard one week and then saying, you know what, I don't feel like doing this week. You have to keep going. So I feel like if you're serious about something, then you might be able to, dive into any industry there is. But if you're not serious and you don't have no real good work ethic and you can't take criticism, then you're done. You're cooked. So that's how I answer that.
With respect to your opinion, I disagree. So dealing with people in podcasting, and I feel like they correlate pretty well. I've realized that it's just some people got it and some people don't.
Facts.
Because it's just this is one of those
So
things.
you saying that
that's
everybody
like,
can't do it?
No,
many are
not
called,
at
few are
all.
chosen. Type
No.
type of thing.
No.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Like if it happened to go out great, it was a 1 in a million chance that happened.
Because, I agree with you then. Yeah.
For this type of stuff, you just have it or you don't.
Or you don't. Yeah.
Exactly. It factor. Yeah.
The who?
The it factor.
It factor. Ooh.
Yeah. You got it, Deona. You got it.
That's what I was gonna say. So I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a good transition into like one of the questions that I have received, because I was curious myself if I really spoke about like the timeline of my schedule. One of the questions I always get is a day in the life of working in radio and being a radio personality. So I do have a morning show. So that the first thing I do, of course, my alarm go off at 4 a.m. I've never, ever in my life gotten up that early. I am a late owl. I will stay up to 4, but getting up at 4 a.m, I've done it for like a year and a half now. I didn't expect that. After that, I get to the station like 5:15, 5:30. Just don't tell my boss sometimes. During that time between that and 5:58, I'm getting sound bites. So I'm over a couple of different segments. So Brian and I switched different responsibilities. So like majority of our graphics, our videos, any content that we post on our page or the Hot 103 Jams page, I put together. So from that time period, I'm like, look, the morning gossip, let me grab the sound bite of LiAngelo Ball sounding crazy or Donald Trump saying something ridiculous. I go and do that. While I do that, Brian's doing all his stuff. Now, our show opener is at 5:58 in the morning. And shout out to all my family members and my friends that actually be up there early and text me in live time, because they be like, oh, I just heard you. I didn't know. Like, my mom will literally text me and be like, hey, did you make it to the station? I'm not texting nobody that early. I don't want to talk. So I don't respond. So she'll listen into the show because she was like, well, if I hear her, she made it to the station. So then she'll be like, oh, okay, heard you. I'm finna go back to sleep. Have a great show. Bye. Like, it's different, just like my timeline of like me being up there early is just very weird. But then from 6 to 10, we on air. Now, the reason why I said that I don't think everybody can do this job is because it sounds good that I only work technically from 6 to 10, right? That's not true. So we're on air at 6 to 10. But after that, just imagine you trying to get out the door and, shout out to our guy, Jeff. The productions guy's like, hey, I need you to cut like 3 commercials. So a lot of times we have to cut commercials too. That means we got to voice it. We got to edit it. We got to find the background music for it. We got to put it together and we got to put it in the system. So, I mean, all of that is at least like 30 minutes a spot. So you thinking you finna go home and chill? Not at all. And then I try to get naps in, but that don't always happen. So normally I'm going to another event. And then the biggest part that I feel like people don't tell you in radio is the prep work. You can't just pop up, just like podcasts. You can't just pop up and just talk off the dome. We're on a morning show. We have 4 different breaks each hour. That's a lot of content. And we got to make sure we're talking about relevant stuff in Kansas City. So Brian and I make sure each night we do a full, like a full-on prep work of everything. So I feel like that's the biggest piece of like any job, not any job, but most jobs in TV, radio, podcast is the prep work that people don't realize goes into it. We not just sitting up here just going off the dome, just saying whatever comes to mind. We actually have something that's strategic. So I'll say that's the day in the life of just kind of radio personality. I'll say that too. What time does everybody get up in here?
Depends. Some days 9:30. Some days
You be up late though.
5. Yeah, depending on if I went to bed early or not.
Mm-hmm.
Right now I'm working nights. My sleep schedule's all fucked
messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, there's certain days that we have earlier podcasts, so I have to be up at like at 8. To like get in the shower, like get myself ready for the day. But I usually don't go to sleep till about 3 or 4 now, so it's kind of it's rough.
Yeah, that is rough.
Like if I can sleep as much as I can, I'll sleep till about fucking noon, 12:30. But sometimes I have to be up earlier. But I'm usually sleeping till about noon. Yeah. I feel like my whole day goes to shit, but I need some rest.
You got to get some rest. Yeah. What time you be getting up?
I get up at 8 a.m. most days.
Oh, your schedule's really messed up, low key.
Yeah, but with the second job, I end up sleeping. I get up at 8 to turn the computer on for the first job.
That work from home life.
And then I don't get up till like 10 maybe.
But what time? Like, but you be working, like when you work your other job, you be off at like 2, 3 in the morning.
Sometimes anywhere from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. So.
When y'all work jobs that late, y'all like take a shot or something? Like, do y'all like have Like, do you just be like, I need something to kind of keep me going? Coffee, energy drink.
I always have a Coke at
You
like.
said wine? Water.
I have a soda or something around like 1 o'clock. That gets
Oh, you
me
say
through.
soda. Good for you. I was hoping you didn't say pop. You're my guy. Yeah, you are the genius in the room, Mark. I knew it. You had said something I was finna go off of, but I completely just forgot it and lost it. But yeah, the waking up early and the waking up or going to sleep super late. I'm a late out. I'd rather do that, but many your call if you were chosen, and I guess I got selected. And I'm fine with that. Shout out to God for that blessing. I ain't gonna be mad at it at all. Shout out to it. And then also I want to talk about real quick, a shout out to Carter Broadcast Group. That is Hot 103 Jams. They also have 2 other stations. We have a gospel station, and then we also have a newer R&B station, 106.9. That's been really, really, like, the music has been fire. Shout out to Myron D. His music has been crazy in rotation. I just met a lady today who was like, yo, the music on that R&B station is so fire. I be cleaning my house to it. I be doing all type of stuff. So big shout out to Carter Broadcast Group. They're celebrating this entire year. I guess I'll say we're celebrating our 75 years in Kansas City. So to be there for, I think, almost like 5-6 years, to just like contribute to that is like really dope, because it's the oldest continually ran black station in the country. And I think people don't like, since I'm not from here, I realize the history more than people that have been here their whole life. Because sometimes people just get used to seeing it. They're just like, oh, it's just Hot 103 Jams. Like, no, bro. Like, it's the only black station in Kansas City and the oldest continually ran black station in the country. Like, that's some real rich history. And once I find out just kind of like what they did and how like big companies, white companies came to them, was like, yo, we'll give you so many $1 million for you to sell it to us. And they was like, no. So I feel like when you hear stories like that, that just makes you be like, you know what, I'm not gonna sell out just for some money. If I can create something that like I pass down legacy, like, and have a legacy and pass down family generations and continue to uplift the black community, then I'm gonna do it. It was real inspiring. So big shout out to Kerry Rounds. He directed the Diamond Jubilee documentary, and then I'm appearing in it too. So make sure you check it out. It's on Kansas City PBS. Big shout out to them, by the way. And then also shout out to the Kansas City Star. Brian and I just recently had an interview with them, so I am very excited to see the pictures of that interview. But you can go ahead and throw me another double cup joint real quick.
Why'd you create 314 Day in Kansas City?
Ooh, this is good. We can wrap it up on this one. Okay, so 314 Day. My new cousin over here, when he heard me say 314 Day, he looked at me like I was crazy. 31 who? 31 what? 314 Day. March 14th. So when I first came to Kansas City, everybody and their mama at UMKC was from St. Louis. Like all my friends are from St. Louis, and I didn't meet them till I came to UMKC. But once I like noticed that when you really go outside of your city, that's when you really create a sense of pride. Like, you have pride when you in your city, but once you go to other places and realize how different they are, and especially like there's a rival between STL and KC, you be like, man, I'm from St. Louis, da 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 da. So like, I tell people I'm from St. Louis every 3 seconds. You don't have to ask me, but it just be a random conversation. They be like, yeah, I love me some soda. I'll be like, yeah, I like soda too, because I'm from St. Louis. Like, I just randomly mention it. But that kind of created that inspired me at the time to want to throw something on campus at the time for literally the St. Louis people. And then, of course, what I like to say, our KC cousins, they enjoy it too. I didn't know they was like Nina popping like we was back in the day. Like, they was hitting them on. They was doing all the same stuff. They enjoyed the music just like we did. So from there, back in like 2016, I had created an event on campus. We had a DJ. I think I spent like $500 on Emo's Pizza. Shout out to UMKC, because it was not my money. It was their money. Thank you for that. I budgeted. I did everything I was supposed to do, so it wasn't illegal. But we like just created vibes. So this year, I'm actually throwing the 9th annual one. So like to be like, dang, I've been throwing this here in Kansas City for like 9 years. It's dope. So it just gives everybody a chance to vibe out. I'll be DJing. Shout out to DJ Wild Boy. It's at Block 15. Block 15 is really dope of a spot in the River Market. Great location. Shout out to them for opening their doors. And big love to Emo's Pizza and OV and the Red Hot Riplets. They're sponsoring it. So if y'all want to stop by, we got free pizza and free chips. So I know you was like, what is 314 Day? That's what 314 Day is. It's just we just have some pride for our city and we enjoy that day. Just like A16 Day is a thing. Shout out to Busy Bitten. He's been doing his thing in Kansas City to recognize A16 Day. And then big love to Tez too. When it comes to 913 Day, they be creating their own motion as well. So, I mean, it's been 9 years I've been throwing 314 Day. Yeah. Yeah, like people celebrate their area codes. So like, yeah, St. Louis has been one of the oldest cities that have done it. Other cities, just like Kansas City, have hopped on it more recently, and they've been building it. Just same thing as like Kansas, but it's just a day to acknowledge. I mean, they getting some wave, no? Because you're from Kansas, you gonna celebrate 913 Day?
I'm not 913.
Oh, what's yours? 785?
We don't have a day.
Oh,
and where I'm from, we don't celebrate our city.
785, like Big Salina. Not the little one. Not the little one. Oh, yes. Okay, Hustle Hidden Gems. As we wrap up here, I want to just acknowledge some of the different songs that's on my rotation. The one song that's really fire. This is on TikTok going crazy. Flippa T, Affirmations. The song is fire. I'm going to play this for you. I'm going to play it in the car because it's just that, it's hilarious, but it's a great song. You be on TikTok? No? Okay. I need to start sending you some stuff. I have some interesting stuff I've seen. The next song is JMSN Soft Spot featuring Sada Baby. Fire beat. Yeah. It's just a great song. Then shout out to Trino in St. Louis. It's called So Long. Nice little melodic track. It is fire. So shout out to all the artists that I was able to acknowledge today. I want to make sure next week too we acknowledge some more. And then I do have a special guest that's going to be on the next week of the Off Air Hustle. But thank you all for making it to the end of another solo episode. I appreciate it. We got some different segments that we're going to hop in the rotation too in the next coming weeks. But big love to NSPN. Also, shout out to Zoo Studios. Y'all see how I rolled off the tongue. I said it real simple. I don't get no brownie points for that. They not even listening no more. This is sick. And shout out to Dana. Tell the people bye.
Bye, y'all.
There you go. Yeah. She'll be back too. You just need to leave work early. Like, it's not a big deal. Just come to the podcast.
Are you paying my rent? Because rent's due this weekend.
We just need to find. We can find a guy. We can
chat off air.
We can what?
We can chat off air.
We can find a guy that'll funnel it. No? Okay. Well, we'll figure that out next week. Thank you guys this has been the Off Air Hustle. See you next week.